What is going on, YouTube? It's your boy CP, and today I'm here with my special guest, the Sage. Say hi, Sage. She don't talk much. She's only one. But anyway, today we're gonna be talking about the Dallas Cowboys. So last week I had posted a video saying the needs and the changes that the Cowboys need to make in order to be successful going into 2020. Now, a couple days ago, the Cowboys they didn't release Jason Garrett, but they just said, like, we're not re-signing you, so we're just going to let you walk. So with that, they ended up hiring Mike McCarthy, the former Packers head coach. Now, I thought this was a good move because not only Mike McCarthy's won a Super Bowl, he's actually been very successful throughout his career. He knows how to win regular season games. He knows how to get his team past the divisional round, which is something Jason Garrett has never done for the Cowboys in his entire career. So 2020 is actually looking like a good year for us already. Now with that, like I was saying, I had already posted what the Cowboys need to do, and I didn't talk about coaching too much. If I didn't really even talk about that. I said I was going to say that for like a second time. But with Mike McCarthy, because I believe yesterday was like his first official day of being the head coach. So with that being said, he's actually made some pretty good moves already. So he's a higher because Jared. What's wrong? You said that Jason Garrett's going. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, kid. Like, he's going. He's not coming back. I know what you want. Just give me 1 second, guys. I know what you wanted. Just want it very big. Alright, but anyway, as I was saying, Mike McCarthy has made some really good moves for the Cowboys already, and he's only been with the team less than a week. So some moves they did. We got a new linebackers coach, which is great because not only the Cowboys have the best linebacking core in the league, when we improve our coaching, that's going to improve our players. So that's a really good. We also hired a new defensive line coach. I don't really remember all the names. You really want to try to talk over me? Yeah, don't worry, y'all. I love her regardless. But yeah, we hired a new defensive line coach, which is great because we need to work on our pass rush. We definitely need a D tackle, which I said in my previous video that defensive lineman is what we need. Yeah, we need a defensive lineman. And we hired a new defensive coordinator. So I don't know what that means for Rod Marinelli and Chris Richards because they haven't said anything about Rod Marinelli leaving or staying with the team or if his role was going to change. I believe if he's going to stay with the team, he's probably going to be more of a positional coach instead of being defensive coordinator, or maybe he'll be like defensive assistant or however it works. So we also fired Sanjay Law, our wide receiver coach, which at first I was like, is that a good move? But I feel like in the long run, we're going to bring in somebody that might even be better than Sanjay Law. So Chris Richards, that's like a big topic because he's been the defensive backs coach and he's also been the passing game coordinator. So with that being said, with McCarthy being the head coach now, I feel like that passing game coordinator is going to go under Kellen Moore's or whoever is going to take care of it. But I do not see Chris Richards keeping that role as the passing game. I do feel like he's going to stay as the defensive back coach and just stick with that because I feel like if you're coaching offense and defense, that's just doing too much. Because Jerry Jones, he tried to be the general manager, he tried to be the owner, he tried to do too much, and it kind of hurt our team throughout the years. So it was too much of a mess. So I feel like we need to make sure we keep guys that. So basically, what I'm trying to say is, if you're going to be a passing game coordinator, just worry about the passing game. Don't worry about the run. Don't worry about defense. Don't worry about anything else other than the passing game. If you're going to be the defensive back coach, worry about the corners and the safeties. That's all you got to do. Coach those guys. Just keep the offense and all the other guys that if you're not supposed to be doing it, don't do it. And I feel like that's what McCarthy's plan is to improve this team. Cause y'all know I love the Dallas Cowboys, and I want to see us get a ring, and just so like I can silence all the haters, cause everybody's like, oh, you haven't won anything since '95, this, that, and the third. I'm tired of hearing it. I just want us to get another ring, and then we'll be tied with the Patriots and the Steelers with 6 rings. I know. So this is gonna be kind of a sports talk thing that we're gonna do. So, um, let's talk about playoffs. So isn't really Cowboys because the Cowboys didn't make playoffs this year. However, just the way that the wild card round turned out was actually kind of miraculous to me, and I say that because it was more of like the underdogs winning and going on to the next round. So I think the biggest one is Titans versus Patriots. Everybody expected Tom Brady to like blow out the Patriots, or not blow out the Patriots, blow out the Titans. They all expected Titans only put up 10 points and New England was going to put up 30. That game, it was a close game, and at the end of the first half, what I saw was interesting. The Titans defense played literally their entire defense at the goal line and just had everybody stay back. They didn't rush anybody. They didn't have a QB spot. I mean, you really don't need a QB spot against Tom Brady because he's not a runner. He'll run it once every blue moon, but he's not a running threat. So, what I found kind of interesting, they did not rush anybody. So the offensive lineman and the running back are just like standing there like, okay, what are we supposed to do if they're not sending anybody? So Brady, he had time to just look and try to throw the ball deep, and it was incomplete. But I just found that was like an interesting strategy by the Titans, how they played even their defensive lineman back, which I thought it was kind of weird because if you're a defensive lineman, they can't really keep up with the receivers and all that because you're talking guys that are like 250 plus, even in their 300s, or some guys may even be in their 400s. I'm not completely sure, but I doubt they're in 400s. Like, you would have to be a really big guy to be in the 400 pounds range. But I just found that very interesting how at the end of the second half, to prevent the Hail Mary bomb for them to get in the end zone, they played everybody back at that goal line. Normally what they would do is they'll take probably the tallest linebacker or the tallest player on the team and put him on defense and just have the rest of the guys, like the defensive backs, just like try to deflect the ball and defend the goal line. But they kept the regular defense out there and then just played back. And at the end of the day, the Titans won that game, and now the Patriots won't be in the Super Bowl for the first time since the 2015-2016 season, where it was the Denver Broncos and the Carolina Panthers. Which was actually, to me, it was kind of a boring Super Bowl because it was only like 20-10, and it took them forever to score a touchdown. It was like field goal, 8 touchdowns, like finally, and then another touchdown. I was like, yeah, I really couldn't watch that game, to be honest with you guys. But anyway, talking more about the playoffs, the Seahawks upset the home team of the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles talk so much trash because I'm keeping it real with you guys. The NFC East it played like the worst division in the league this year. The fact that the Eagles made the playoffs with only 9 wins and the Cowboys missed it by a game and they were 8-8 says a lot. And what's real crazy to me is the Cowboys started 8-8, or not 8-8. They started 3-0, and I'm thinking, all right, we're definitely in playoff contention at this point. But see, a lot of analysts, they always talk about playoffs this, playoff that in week 3, and that kind of hypes everybody up. And like, you really never know what's going to happen. Injuries can happen. A team could fall apart. They might go against somebody that's like, all right, we need to destroy this team, and then they'll end up beating that team. So I really didn't expect the Eagles to win. I don't think a lot of people did. I think the only people that expected the Philly to win that game was the Eagles fans. But honestly, it's hard to stop a guy like Russell Wilson because not only he can throw the ball and run it, when he throws it with some pinpoint accuracy. He will put the ball in the smallest places. If he thinks he has a window of any kind, he will use that window. So I that's what I respect about Russell Wilson. I think he's a great quarterback. Moving on, it was the Texans, and who was the other team? The Bills. Yeah, the Texans and the Bills game. That was Really good game to watch. If you guys didn't see it, Texans won it at overtime. And that's what's crazy is I was watching it, and then like toward the end when it was tied up, I kind of dozed off once overtime started. But then I woke up right when the Texans had the drive, and Deshaun Watson, I swear he's not just a great football player, he's a great athlete because he's trying to throw the ball, and there's pressure coming from his left and his right. So you got one guy trying to hit him low from his right side, I believe, and then the other guy came in and kind of hit him, but I guess the momentum helped him stay on his feet. And what ended up happening is he had to roll out, and what's crazy is you think like if you roll out like that after you're just going to bomb it downfield to get rid of it. However, he took the check down, and the check down almost got in the end zone. I believe it was like a 40, 50-yard gain. And that was just impressive to me. Like, you don't see that from a lot of guys fighting for every play because he knew it was on the line. And at the end of the day, he came up and won the game, and it was incredible. But I thought when it was like a 16-0 or 17-0 lead, I thought the Bills were going to win the game, and because the Texans aren't. You don't really see those guys as a playoff team. Like, they got great talent. They got DeAndre Hopkins, Will Fuller, J.J. Watt, of course, Deshaun Watson. All those guys are talented players, and they work hard. And that's what it comes down to. If you have a lot of heart, you're going to last long in football. So I just found that it was a really great game to watch. Like I said, I fell asleep during it was like at the end of the fourth quarter, like the last couple minutes when it initially went into OT. Cause I was just laying in bed and I was kind of tired from the day. And then when I wake up and I'm aware of what's going on, what ended up happening was like I see the Texans and like the bottom ticker it said, "Oh, next score wins." I was like, okay, well they clearly forced the Bills to punt, so I didn't miss much. And that incredible play by Deshaun Watson was just unreal. And I can tell you one thing. When it comes to the top 100 that comes out next year, he's definitely going to be in the top, at the least the top 20. He might even make top 10 just for that play. And that's just what's crazy about how top 100 works. Like, one play can put you up there. But speaking of top 100, there are a few guys. I'm going to just list some guys off the top of my head who I think on the Cowboys will make the top 100. I believe Dak Prescott, which is obvious because he finished the season with second in passing yards, I believe 4th or 5th in passing touchdowns. We got Ezekiel Elliott because he's 1,000-yard rusher. So once you rush for 1,000 yards, you automatically get the top 100. Yeah, Ezekiel Elliott's going to be on the top 100, Sage. Next, Amari Cooper. Reasons I really don't have to explain why. Not only because he was a 1,000-yard receiver, but he made some big plays this past season, and honestly, between last year and this year, I definitely saw the improvement, especially when he played a full 16 games with Dallas instead of playing. I think it was like 5. It had to be like 5 or 6 games. Actually, 7 games. No, 8. So, I'm sorry. I'm trying to remember. He had played 8 games with the Raiders, had like 22 catches for like, I want to say 200 some odd yards. Then he came over to us and he put up, I think he had 60 catches for about 800 some odd yards, and if you added total to, he was over 1,000. But since he played all 16 with the Cowboys, he's definitely going to be a top 100 guy because he hit that 1,000-yard mark. That's something that not all guys could do. Next, I think Michael Gallup will make the top 100. He'll be anywhere between number 100 and he's going to be, I want to say 80. Somewhere in that range, he's going to be 180. And I say that because he had 1,000 yards, which is great. If you have 2 receivers on your team that hit 1,000 yards, I mean, your quarterback is doing a great job. So, he had 1,000 yards. He had 6 touchdown grabs. Mind you, 6 of his TDs that he had this season, or 3 of his TDs that he had this season was against Washington in Week 17. So his production, I'm really excited to see what he does next year because that Week 17 game, when you go off 9 times out of 10, the next season you have like a breakout year, and it's just ridiculous. Everybody predicted Michael Gallup was going to do very well this season after his rookie year. He had about 35 catches for, I want to say, 500 some odd yards and 2 touchdowns. Yeah, I'm going to get to the defense. Just give me a second. Yeah, she knows. But Michael Gallup he really had a breakout season this year, and I feel like he's going to keep his production up. And what's crazy is he missed, I want to say, 2 or 3 games, because he missed the Dolphins game, he missed the Saints game, and he came back against the Packers. So he missed 2 games, and he still put up amazing numbers for a second-year guy. That's what you want to see. He actually kind of reminds me of Dez Bryant at a younger age. The way he goes up and gets the ball and makes these acrobatic catches, you just sit there and go, wow. Like, it's just amazing. Another top 100 guy on the Cowboys I think is going to make it is going to be Randall Cobb, because he had his best season since 2015, where he had, I want to say 55 catches, 830 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Now, that kind of sounds mediocre, but if you think about it, if that's your number 3 receiver, then you're clearly doing a great job. See, one thing I was really excited for going into the season was I wanted to see how the passing game turned out, because we kind of loaded ourselves up at the receiver position. We had Amari Cooper, we had Michael Gallup, we had Randall Cobb, we had Tavon Austin, and we also had Jason Witten back. So I felt like that was going to be like a really good set for Dak Prescott. Okay, now I'm moving on to the defense. I believe Robert Quinn will definitely make the top 100. He had about 11.5 sacks. I believe he had 11.5. If it wasn't 11.5, it was 10.5 sacks. And what's crazy is he missed the first 2 games. And in that first game back against his former team, the Miami Dolphins, he had, I think, 2 sacks, and he was just going off. And he was definitely our best pass rusher. So I definitely will say Robert Quinn will make the top 100. Next, we have Jalen Smith. Jalen Smith, he's just produced every single year. He had that terrible ACL injury in his final game in college, and he ended up missing his entire rookie season. And 2017, he played well, but he kind of lacked his old explosiveness. In 2018, he found that explosiveness, and he ended up racking up 121 tackles. This year, with him, Leighton Vander Esch, and Sean Lee, he ended up leading the team. I believe he had 138 tackles, maybe 140. And speaking of Jalen Smith, he actually made the Pro Bowl this year. He was through the vote. He was a snub. If you don't know what that means, it means that he was a guy who played so well, and you would think would make Pro Bowl, but due to the votes, then he didn't make it. However, due to the injury, I believe it was Luke Kuechly. I think it was Luke Kuechly. So they said, all right, we're going to bring Jalen Smith in. And Mike Evans also got injured today. I don't know, well, not today, but he somehow had some kind of injury. And they said, okay, we're going to bring in Amari Cooper. So before that, it was just going to be Tyron Smith, Zach Martin, and Travis Frederick. And then it was going to be Ezekiel Elliott. Which, those 3 guys I just mentioned, the offensive line, I think they're going to make the top 100, because those are guys who are consistent, and they're the ones you want. When you're building an offensive line, those 3 guys, you can get one of them, you're going to be set for life. But if you got all 3, you're definitely going to have a great offense, because that O-line will protect you for a long time. Because there have been times I've seen Prescott, he's just standing there. I'm like, is he going to throw it, or he has time to set up a campsite? It's just ridiculous. But yeah, so I just wanted to have a little Cowboys discussion. Sage, anything else you want to add before we go? You want to add anything else? No? Alright, I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Sage, you want to say bye-bye? You want to wave? Alright. She knows how to wave. It's just, she's always acting shy. But make sure you guys tune in tomorrow for my next video. I'll see you guys then.